Hello and welcome to the Autocar show. Now Skoda's new Rapid is all set to hit the roads. Now this may be a new car for Skoda, but it really is the sibling of the Vento. And under the skin, it shares a whole lot in common. Actually, it's pretty much all the same. Well, how different can it be from the Vento out on the road? And can it really be better than the Vento? Well, that's what we're going to find out. On the surface of it, it is quite distinct in its looks, and that's probably the biggest area of difference between it and its sibling. The nose is typically Skoda with the vertical slat grille, chrome accents and the badge atop its nose. Muscular lines on the bonnet and flank give it some character and make it a lot bolder, stronger and more grown up than the Vento. The side profile could lead you to mistake the two cars for one another. But again, it's the rear that's a little different with the character lines added to the boot lid. On the inside, there's actually so much of the Vento that you have to search for the Rapid. Although there are some differences like the steering, the music system, the dials and the gear knob. The Rapid also gets climate control on the manual versions. The rest of it seems pretty similar. There's a grey and beige dash with a central console in black standing out starkly. The quality of plastics is all exactly the same as the Vento, and even a lot of the switchgear, the doorknobs, the buttons all come straight out of the Vento. The driver's seat is really comfortable and it comes with height adjust, and you also get steering, height and rake adjust to make your driving position really comfortable. Now under the hood, the Rapid shares both its hearts with its sibling, petrol and diesel. Let's begin with the 1.6 diesel, which churns out 105 bhp and 250 Nm of torque. The Rapid's diesel engine is actually really easy to drive. You can amble around in higher gears at lower RPMs, which means driving in the city is actually quite easy. You don't have to keep shifting the gears. You can lift off from even 1000 RPM in third gear and the car picks up and moves on. Even out on the highway, if you lift off and put your foot down, you have enough power for an overtake maneuver. And what I really like about this engine is the nice kick you get beyond 2300 RPM. It has a really strong mid-range. So whether it's traffic or cruising, the Rapid seems to be comfortable with both. I managed to get up to about 140 kilometers an hour, and the diesel engine didn't feel stretched or uncomfortable at any given point of time. It's a pretty refined engine and barely audible in the car unless you rev really hard. The gear shifts, though not needed often, are smooth and fall easily to place. The diesel engine of the Rapid is one that pleases overall. Now, the petrol engine is also identical to the Vento, and it feels pretty similar to out on the road. It revs well, but you really can't compare it to a city. It's not a punchy engine, it has more a linear kind of acceleration. And refinement is really not one of its strengths. It does get audible, especially when you push a little hard. Now the roads of Jaipur really didn't throw up many corners for us to get a good feel on the handling, but we did get lots of traffic and some high-speed sections. The steering, light and easy for the city, and yet when you're out on the highway at higher speeds, it gives you enough confidence and feel. The Rapid is quite agile to maneuver in traffic, but at low speeds the steering sometimes is inconsistent, requiring more input than necessary. At high speeds it feels stable and planted, and the Rapid can cruise with confidence. Quite a spacious back seat, good leg room, nice width, 3 passengers will be easy. But I think the third passenger will have a tough time with leg room because you've got this central console that comes a little further back and the tunnel that sort of widens out. So leg room for the third passenger, not too great. But you do have the lever, like the Vento, to move the seat in front so you can stretch out and have loads of leg room when you do want to. And of course, when there's no front passenger. It's one of the more spacious back seats in this segment, and tall people won't lack for legroom in this one. The light upholstery and large glass areas make this cabin nice and airy, and you sit quite high up in the rear seat, making it good visibility-wise. Though it absorbs quite a lot, the sharper ridges do catch the Rapid out, and they filter through with a thud. The other thing is, when the suspension is at work, you do know because you hear it in the car. It's not loud or intrusive, but it's definitely audible in the back seat. The quicker you go, the better the ride gets. It begins to develop a softer edge, and on undulating roads, it stays quite flat without the pitch that you get in the Vento. The diesel is really the pick of the two cars. It's a nicer, more enthusiastic engine, but the petrol variant comes with an auto gearbox option too. The good part is, for those who want an auto box without having to invest in a high-end version, you can now get the auto box with the middle variant too. Whilst we are talking about variants, let's take a look at all 3 of them and see what the options are. Overall, the Rapid has got quite a few things going for it. It's got a nice spacious back seat, good set of engines, decent ride and handling, and really offers up everything that's needed of a car this size. The only thing is, when I was on the inside, after 5 minutes, I forgot whether it was the Vento or whether it was the Rapid. It's such a close call between these two cars. Now on the outside, it's a different story because the Rapid with this nose tends to look much fuller and much bigger, and I feel a little nicer. Well, it's all going to boil down to price, and we expect the Rapid to be priced to about 3 to 4% less than the Vento, maybe even more, which should make it a very attractive option.